Why did you leave Islam?
Because while I'm praying to Allah, I have to hold in a fart, and if I fart, I have to stop my prayer, go to the toilet, do that, go back to prayer. If I fart again, I've got to do it again and again and again. And instead of just focusing on God, I've got to sit there trying to hold in my fart. It's man-made. It's OCD.
This man left Islam because of farts, folks.
It says that
quite
the
extraordinary.
The torment in the grave is to do with urination.
Now, when you're in a church, when I was a Christian, I was in a Baptist church. We were all worshipping Jesus in congregation on a Sunday morning. You can
believe in salvation at baptism.
You can imagine that, right? Now, the question is this. Sorry to say this, folks, but this is the level that we've been reduced to. If a person needs to fart in the middle of this setting, praising God amongst a congregation of women, children, men, babies, do you let it rip, or do you hold it in until a more civilized moment where you're not going to affect everyone else in the church? I would suggest, if you're a decent human being, and I'm sure you are, that you would hang on, that you would not fart in the middle of a congregation. But let me finish. But when you're kneeling before the Lord your God, you're protesting about Islam. Well, I couldn't fart before God. You would never do this in a church. You would never have to church.
Blow out my nose, rinse out my mouth.
Would you?
Do that because of a fart.
Would you?
Because of a fart.
You've got to,
and is God going to punish people because they stand up to me instead of sitting down?
But what I'm saying is, you would not do this worshipping in a church.
That's why I left. No, because it's ridiculous.
But you didn't leave the commandment. You still follow it now. You still follow it. He still follows it now in a church.
About the heart.
You're not talking any sense.
God cares about the heart. He doesn't care about the way whether you sit down or stand up to wee. That's what your religion teaches, and that's how I know for sure. That's how I know for sure that it's man-made.
Right. This would do.
Care whether you walk in the toilet with your left foot forward or your right foot forward. He wouldn't care if you wipe
you've already said it, dude. You've already said this already. Calm down. Calm down. You've already said it once.
No. Because you're trying to make it sound like I'm silly for leaving Islam.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are silly. You are silly for leading it. It's a silly reason. Silly reason to leave Islam.